What's up guys, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Zenkai Origins video. Today I'll be going over the best builds in the game, or at least in my opinion. Now this is going to be much more of like a conversation video, there's no script for this, but I do have my thoughts about each build. Also, I think it's important to note that lately you guys have been absolutely killing this with the support in this channel. You've been doing absolutely incredible. It's been absolutely bewildering to me on how much you guys have been doing to help out the channel. I really do appreciate it. I've never had this kind of support. I've never had this much support on the channel before. So back in the background, you'll see my third slot human that I just started. Me trying to do some quests. The moves are just a glitch. They don't actually help me in any way. It's just I was trying to remove moves out of my inventory, and then I got crashed, and then those they duplicated. I think it fixes when I rejoin. Anyway, the best builds. So I've seen a lot of builds on this game, specifically when it first released, first couple of weeks. I saw a lot of balanced builds. Now these are okay in isolation and depend very much on what you're doing. Is like I'd say if you're going full balance, it can mean a lot of different things. So some people take it very literally, where they literally upgrade every single stat to the exact same value. This is not a good idea. I'm just gonna say that right now. Agility is not a stat you want to invest in at any point. Resistances are okay as long as you're investing in only one of them, because you want to be super tanky. So if you're going to go full melee, so melee attacks won't do much to you. However, if you're going melee and key resistance, you're actually wasting points. It should be full HP max, as I said before. Key damage and melee damage, it's really up to you. I'd probably say melee damage is more valuable long term, because melee is just going to do more damage. They have more combos generally. Sunstorm, yes, I mean, it would be nice to get some bonus damage on that, but key moves typically are used just to get you closer to your opponent, but really it's up to you. Not really that big of a problem if you invest only in key damage and maybe a bit in melee. I've seen a lot of different builds. I've seen a lot of extremes, so I've seen only melee damage or only key damage, like all-out damage builds. I wouldn't say these are completely viable. They pretty much just get killed by any people who've done half health, half attack, because you won't have the HP max to be able to survive, and they'll have enough health to basically just outlive you. Extreme builds though are very fun. I'm the human that I'm currently playing. I am investing in nothing but melee damage. I think it's just a fun build. I don't think it's the most competitively viable, but if you want to play it, you want to play it. However, one really extreme build is having HP max and key max. There was a Namekian I fought. I think he watches the channel actually. He's got 170 HP max, 170 key max or something like that, and he's just invested in those two stats. That is a very good idea. Key max in this game is absolutely essential, and I can only see it getting more so as forms just get worse and worse in terms of drain. Especially when we get to Super Saiyan Blue kind of place where forms are practically necessary if you want to have a chance at winning. So yeah, key is going to be definitely something that you want to invest in. I think any build, even pure damage builds, are probably going to want to invest at least probably 15 to 20 points into key max. It is just the most important. It is probably one of the most important stats in the game. Because it doesn't matter about with skill, you can survive with any HP amount. You can have the lowest HP max, but if you are ridiculously good, you can win. However, no matter how much skill you have, if you don't have enough key, you don't have enough key. If you can't use your moves and you have to charge mid-fight, you're just going to get killed. So key max definitely something with any build that you're doing, you need to include key max in there at some point. The full key max build also actually works really well in terms of no matter how much point, following that my advice I just said, you are never going to run out of key where your opponent will multiple times per fight, and if you've done it well enough, you probably will know, in PvP when you have 3 lives, you probably won't need to charge once, because you'll die and then you just get all of it back. It is just a ridiculously good build, so that is definitely one of the top ones. Another top one I'd say is having kind of half key, 60% key, 20% key max, 20% health max, or 60% melee damage, 20% key max, 20% health max. I think this is also one of the premier builds in this game. You want to be able to do plenty of damage to your opponent, but also be tanky and have enough key yourself. This is a build I use on my main Saiyan. It has given me very good PvP results, if I do say so myself. Definitely one of the better builds in the game. Now, if you're one of these weird people, I don't know if anyone's done this, it's like a meme, but extreme, like a build in like agility. I don't know what to tell you. You will win every lesson. Like if you're just like left clicking someone and they're left clicking, you'll always win the fight because the stat difference will be so much because agility does affect left mouse button. But in every other fight, you will just lose because your opponent has better stats in every other aspect if they've invested in anything. And if you'll just lose pretty much. Not a good idea. Please don't invest in agility, even if you're like pure balance. Even if you're doing the weird thing where you're investing in like both the resistances and also health max when you should be just investing in health max. At least that's getting you something. Just please don't go for agility. I know the flight speeds are a bit bad, but even compare yourself, get like a level 100 Saiyan and compare it to like a level 5 Saiyan, and the speed difference between their base forms is really not even that much. It's not worth it, man. Don't do it. Anyway, I think extreme health max is okay. The only problem with this is that you're going to have a lot of problems with ki because you're going long term, but you're not going to be able to hold long term. This is what I was mentioning before. You probably do want to just have half on half if you want to go like full tanky, or like full longevity, or if you want to be like you want to last like till like a decently long fight but not that long, you probably want to go some damage, some health, some key. Anyway, those are the best builds that I can think of and some of the worst ones I've seen. Don't go balance, it just really doesn't do a whole lot for you. Especially when you just find an opponent that just has better balance but with less stats, because when you think about it, if you're going full balance, you're just losing out on a bunch of stats that are really important compared to other people. So if you're both equally skilled, then they're just going to win. And that's one of the most frustrating things, is if you're equally skilled. So it's like someone being like 50 levels higher than you. It's like you're the same skill level, but they're just going to win because they have more stats. It's just how things work. Now, if you want a general tip and guide on how to invest your stats, I'd say just at the beginning of your character, preferably, or even if you're like level 150 now. Like, the level cap's going to get to like level 600 one day, so you got to think about that. Later on, it's going to be pretty irrelevant what you did at level 150, especially if they add prestige, which I really hope they don't. But yeah, first prestige, if they do add it, won't really matter what you did. But if you really have to push me, I'd say just make a general plan of what you want your stats to be at like max level. So at level 200, what stats do you want to have? And basically just go through a model. So if it's like you want to invest just like 50% of your points into melee damage, for example, like 25 into key max, 25% health, just do 2-1-1. So when you level up 4 times, just put 2 into melee damage, 1 into key, 1 in health, and just basically do that system. Just basically monitor your stats. See how you're doing in PvP as well. If you notice in every single fight that you're just running out of key way too soon, then maybe it's a good idea to invest in some key max. Similar thing with health, you find you're dying way too quick. It's really just apply common sense, these. These like stats, yes, it will become incredibly important like when you're in the latest levels, what you did like when you're like halfway through. But right now, this is a good time to start making sure that you're investing in the correct things, because it will make a difference if you've made the wrong wrong choices up to 600, or whatever level is going to be level cap, then it might be time to reset character, unless you're like exceptional at the game, way better than everyone else, so the stats don't matter. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was more like a talky kind of video. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.